me. Can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, here been a front seat. Get my meals, I'm gunning for the money. Money in the bank, coming with a dank. Skrilling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping. I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
Hey!
I'm magging out today. Chris just made me realize before the show that wearing these work boots, a red hat, and that Carhartt.
I'm telling you, bro. That's a NASCAR
I can't
fit.
even wear a red hat anymore.
He ruined everything.
I'm still wearing it. Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Obama. It's not as bad as you.
I ordered 2 more hats. I did almost shit my pants right before the show.
I don't know if it was an almost. Dude.
I think it's still up in there.
No, it's definitely.
You be honest with us. You told us you had chlamydia. That one time, not.
I checked.
You did?
Yeah.
How'd you check?
Well, sniff test.
In there, gave her a good scoop.
When's the last time you shit your pants?
The last time I shit my pants, I don't know. I don't know if I remember any like specific times of me shitting my pants.
Nick, when's the last time you shit your pants?
Long time ago. But speaking of
In a
shitting their
galaxy
pants,
far away.
yeah, far away. Last night I caught a little bit of a barstool stream that had to drop 30 pounds between 3 of them in one stream, and one of the guys shit their pants.
Hey,
To drop the weight?
It was actually the Tate guy, so Ohio, yeah.
Ohio State.
Yeah,
Shit
he
his pants?
Yeah, during the stream.
To win? Or like.
No, like not on purpose. Yeah.
He probably learned Matt Patricia was.
Oh, yeah.
That
he probably
sucks.
did. Breaking news.
Yeah, breaking news. Matt Patricia, the new defensive coordinator of the Ohio State Buckeyes. How do you feel about it, Nick? It doesn't really matter to me.
Michigan just keeps getting W's, boys. Even when they're not playing. Matt Patricia coaching this team as if I thought I was never going to be able to get revenge. And this team hasn't beaten Michigan in 4 tries. Matt Patricia, I can guarantee you it'll be 5 in a row, especially up in Ann Arbor. If this dude's rushing 3 and giving Bryce Underwood all day to throw the ball, good luck, dude. He's going to pick you apart, dude. Bryce Underwood will rip up Matt Patricia on the field.
You gotta be honest. Matt Patricia, horrendous head coach. Like,
Terrible head coach.
like the worst. We say Osama bin Johnson. If I could find some way for that to fit for Matt Patricia's name,
Fat.
That's fat. Fat Trisha has been what we've been going with. Horrendous, awful, terrible fucking human being. I don't think you can grow from those things at fucking 40 years old. I think you kind of are what you are at that point. But he wasn't a bad defensive coordinator.
I mean, that was kind of
Bill
Bill Belichick's
Yeah, the great-
defense. Like, I mean, he made the greatest defensive game call of all time. Whatever he wants to fucking stroke his own dick to say, but like,
That's also crazy too, because like
a lot of Bill Belichick in those defenses.
that had nothing to do with his call and everything to do with Pete's dumbass call of it being a pass.
Yeah.
On top of Malcolm Butler being the one to make the play. So for you to try to take credit for that
Yeah.
as the fucking defensive coordinator, I'm sorry for swearing this much this early. I just hate Matt Patricia that much. He brings it out of me.
It's definitely on
What an absolute loser.
on Pete Carroll way more than it is Matt Patricia.
And I don't know like the basis of it. Wasn't there a game where he and Belichick didn't want to start Malcolm Butler for whatever reason, like leading up to either the Super Bowl or a playoff game? The game within the game.
I don't know. I don't remember that. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. That's who he is. I don't really care about Matt Patricia though.
I'm sending a link over to Kool-Aid. By the way, we will be joined by Detroit Kool-Aid.
Shout out.
Let's
Breaking down the Detroit Pistons game last night. Speaking of shit in their pants, the Chicago Bulls shat themselves.
Yeah.
We'll discuss that. We have tons of show topics on that. But
We missed
yeah,
the game
I don't know.
of the
I don't
year.
think Matt Patricia's going to be horrible as DC at the collegiate level as much as I hope that's the case.
You want to know something that's terrible?
Your pants right now.
Yeah, my pants, the way they're looking right now. No, prized free agent signing of the Detroit Tigers.
Oh, yeah.
Already injured. Chris, do you have the little thing I sent? Evan Petzold reported it that he was injured and it was going to be like a month for him to come back to play baseball for the Tigers for the first time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's Alex Cobb, the pitcher the Tigers signed that was contemplating retirement for a menagerie of reasons, but in one practice in, and he's out for a month. Nick, crash out.
What are we doing here? I mean, no surprise that this 60-year-old pitcher who was about to be on the shelf the rest of his life is that wanted to retire, gets hurt. It was his hip inflammation.
Yeah.
This guy had 2 hip injuries.
Surgeries.
Like, what are we doing? And it's the hip again. $15 million you wanted to pay this guy. I have liked a lot of what Scott Harris has done. This, after Kenta Maeda last year, this is, you got to question it. You gave him $15 million. You know who got 15.5?
Max
Scherzer.
Walker Buehler didn't get much more than that either.
Exactly. You wanted to maybe get a little cute reunion with JV and bring him back. I would have taken that as well because I thought Chris Fetter would be able to help him out. But 16.1 innings in 2024 in the regular season, Alex Cobb played.
That's crazy.
And you gave him $15 million. He's already hurt. You know who's happy with this decision, though? Or with this injury?
Casey Mize.
Casey Mize back in the rotation. Spenny, how you feeling about that?
There we go. You know, big win for Spenny.
Big win.
That Casey Mize jersey still holding its weight. Do you have the?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what Evan Petzold put at the end of his article. This is again from Evan Petzold. Cobb, a 13-year MLB veteran, has experienced many injuries throughout his career, especially in the 2024 season. He underwent left hip surgery in October 2023 and was limited in 2024 to just 3 starts in the regular season and 2 starts in the postseason because of the hip rehabilitation and 5 injuries. The 5 injuries included elbow tightness, shoulder discomfort, a broken fingernail, a blood blister, and a low back strain. When healthy, Cobb posted a 2.76 ERA and 3 starts at the Cleveland Guardians in 2024. 3 starts. $15 million. And now he's already injured for at least a month.
What in the hell did they see in him?
Did you like it when it happened, though? When
No!
they signed?
No, he
I
didn't.
hated it.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
I was crashing out more than I am right now. To hear this news today, I mean, I am not surprised. You know, like, this was the least surprising news, and there's been
Not
crazy
surprised, motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. What are your thoughts on the $15 million that the Tigers spent on a guy that will not be starting the year healthy?
Good thing we didn't use that for Bregman.
Exactly. After pitching 16 innings last year.
That is my thoughts. Like, I feel like the pitching rotation is probably where they were the nicest with. I mean, he was nice with every type of rotation, but that's what you see him utilize the most last year, successfully, by the way. And I feel like the $15 million probably could have been used towards Alex Bregman. That's my thought process on it. I'm not familiar with Alex Cobb. I wasn't familiar with him until we signed him. And yeah, I guess this is. I don't want to be too mad because injuries are like freak things.
Not for geriatric old men.
Yeah, reading that though from Pretzel, the 5 injuries in just 24, the injury in 23, but 15 in baseball is nothing.
No, I mean it's 1 year. It doesn't really matter. At the end of this year, he's gone. But it's just money that you could have used or could have thrown in somebody else, and unfortunately, they did not do that.
It feels like. And I guess I don't know the inner workings of the Brad Holmes situation. I think this is who he is as a philosophizer of the game of football. At least with the Illich situation, I feel like they're limited by Chris. Like Scott Harris is limited. I think he has to operate that way because Chris doesn't want to spend the money. But he and Brad are very similar with like these injured guys, like just taking a chance on these guys. Flaherty was another one that kind of worked out for you. Obviously, they're just the same dude, different sports.
Bargain bin.
Bargain bin Brad, bargain bin Scott.
Chris.
Illich.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully they just sign Bregman, and then we can forget about that. And it doesn't matter. And then Nick will be happy. Right, Nick?
Yeah, I will be. I'll forget it ever happened. But, I mean, it does open the door for Mize, Montero. You got to think about Job is almost a penciled-in spot right now. Manning gets a look. Even
Maeda?
The other M. No, not Maeda. I'll be back to piss. Even if we sign Bregman, don't say that name. But Ty Madden might get a look. He pitched well at the end of the season.
What about Maeda?
Do you want to see Maeda again?
No, I'd rather see Montero.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Montero would be my first choice out of all those guys.
I know we got a little bit of baseball later, way later in the show.
Way later.
All the good stuff. So just
hobby watch. What's new? Any news on hobby and spring training so far?
To kill me.
No, pitchers and catchers are reporting. The position players aren't there yet. But Some more watch about something we talked about yesterday. Chris, did you get the Portnoy video?
Yes, I did.
Because we talked about this guy, Patrick Mahomes Sr. and John Rocker getting after it in the streets
on Bourbon Street.
And then John Rocker comes out there and calls him a bitch, pretty much.
Yeah, he did.
And so then Portnoy does what he does.
All right, breaking news. I don't know if you saw this little beef on Bourbon, the beef on Bourbon Street this past weekend. John Rocker and Pat Mahomes Sr. going at it, almost broke out in a fight. I guess they fucking hated each other since their playing days baseball. I mean, I guess not surprising. Everyone has beef with John Rocker. But they signed the fucking paperwork. Guess what we got, boys and girls? Rough and Rowdy, April 19th, Wheeling, West Virginia. Bad Friday. Two guys, none of this like, I liked Tyson, Jake Paul. They're great. They're fucking making up and like fucking each other after the fight. This is real bad blood. And just to show that I don't hold grudges, I know Patty Mahomes, the Super Bowl guy, the guy who just got doors blown off.
So
it's what we asked for.
It's what we asked for. We wanted to see him fight. And now John Rocker and Patrick Mahomes Sr. are officially going to fight at Rough and Rowdy.
Patrick Mahomes is not going to allow him to go through with this.
You don't think so? He already signed the deal.
He's not going to allow him to go through with this.
What do you mean? You think he controls him?
I don't know.
If anything, he should make sure he doesn't drive drunk.
That's very true, too.
Oh, yeah, like he should be more worried about him driving drunk than getting knocked out by John Rocker.
I mean, it's just crazy. One of the greatest football players ever came out of your testicles, and you're spiraling out in the process of it all.
Out, for
like,
sure.
Is he jealous of his success? Like, I don't know what the fuck's going on between DUIs and this. I'm not mad at it. You're your own man, but I'm embarrassed for Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
because John Rocker's on all the tea. He's on all. Have you seen the video on Bourbon Street?
Up, yeah.
That guy is jacked, and I realized that was the guy from like the 70s, 80s who was like the
asshole.
Super asshole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's not like he can't fight. I'm pretty sure he's been punched in the face a few times.
Definitely. I'm
nervous for Patrick Mahomes Sr. I'm pretty sure Patrick Mahomes Jr. go sit his father down and be like, you can't, Dad.
I don't think there's anything you can do about it.
You can't go through with this.
He signed the contract. He signed the deal.
I don't mean nothing. We've seen guys sign deals and back out. That Jake Paul freaking Canelo thing is not going to be a thing anymore.
It's not?
No.
What happened?
So I guess Canelo signed. Shout out to KG for informing me on this too. So Canelo signed like a 3-fight deal with like the Saudis, the blood money.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And for whatever reason, Terrence Crawford was bullshitting around. So then he was going to fight Jake, but then Saudis were like, "Hey, we're not going to give you your money for this entire contract if you don't fulfill the 3 fights first." So then he has to do the Terrence Crawford fight first. But he and Jake signed their situation too. I don't know. I mean, I'm here for it. I'm going to watch it. I'm down for anybody
I'll
to fight.
definitely watch it.
I'll watch 2 fucking bums fight in the middle of the street. Like, I'm here for this.
I used to watch bum fights all the time.
That was a crazy time.
Did you watch bum fights?
I'd never really... No, they were like over by the time I like found out about them.
Yeah. I mean...
I've seen highlights.
It's good times.
Is that... They're paid.
Yeah, it's
other people get paid to fight.
Same thing. They're probably, comparatively speaking, they're probably paying them more than Dana's paying his guys.
Yeah, I don't think there's you're probably not wrong.
Like per capita?
Per capita?
They're probably making more
per skill set,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with bum fights. The other guys are getting paid to fight.
No,
Why
for
can't
sure.
these guys get paid to fight?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Gladiator sport, man.
John Rocker will beat the fuck out of this guy.
John Rocker would probably sleep Patrick Mahomes Sr. Yeah.
Unless he tires out quickly.
Yeah.
But again, he's on all the fucking... all the SARMs.
Before we go to break,
all the juice.
You want to hear something crazy? I saw this earlier. COVID was 5 years ago.
It's crazy.
How wild is that?
That's when I began this journey.
That's when I became.
I was a cell phone store manager before this and a porn star.
Yeah, hell yeah.
What were you 5 years ago?
During COVID, I was working at Coney.
Yeah.
The one right over there.
Kind of crazy.
It was so dope. I didn't have to do anything. We switched to carry out only. I had one cook, one lady answering the phones. I was just chill. I sat there right at the diner whole time. Didn't do anything.
Pooping your pants.
Pooping my pants. That's crazy though.
Chris, where were you 5 years ago?
Years ago, I was
still
just
in the
about
closet.
I was just about to start my journey at Target. Pushing carts, breaking hearts. That was that.
Hey.
I literally started that the day before like COVID hit. So I got hired and all that.
That's crazy.
So I was kind of before that I was unemployed and I was just trying to find my way. So Yeah, that was a good time. Kirkland vodka, drunk all the time.
Crash out Koloff is bailing himself out of jail.
Yeah, no, I was also pushing carts, breaking hearts, but over at Walmart. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice.
That was a bar. That
Were
was
you
a
really?
bar. No, I'm
Oh.
kidding. That was a bar, though. Pushing carts, breaking hearts. I love it. No, I was doing the same shit I'm doing now. Trying to talk sports and working at my day job.
You've been there for over 5 years?
I was there as a 17-year-old out of high school.
Damn.
The place you're at now during the day?
Yep.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So you're tight. You got blood money there, huh?
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Do enough. Yep. Definitely. That was gonna come out really weird. Yeah. Do enough. Work for the owner. You know, you're tied in pretty good.
Nice.
That is crazy.
But I gotta say, just on the COVID thing, real quick, like, I'm 26. I don't feel like I'm 26. Like, I feel like it's taken a chunk out of my life, like where I want to be like 24 or like 25, like 23 even. Like, I feel like I'm 26, but
Why'd you
I
look
don't
at
feel like
easy?
yeah. You guys know what I mean? Like, I feel like we got a few years of our life stolen.
From COVID?
Yes.
Why you gotta keep looking?
I bet Easy still wishes he was in his mid-30s, but like it's not gonna happen either.
Yeah, I'll take 40 right
Yeah,
now.
like,
You guys know what I mean at all, or no? Am I on
No,
an island?
I'm
not
with
really.
you.
No.
I'm with you a little bit. I'm with you a little bit.
I understand how old I am. I'm
I
pretty
feel bad
comfortable
for
with
the
it.
kids that were, like, their senior years. They had senior years that year. They got, like, fucked out of, like, prom
I
and shit like
graduated
that.
state right before that, and Spencer, you were the
Yeah.
graduating class too. So yeah, we got out.
Yeah,
right
2019 is
before,
when I graduated.
Right before, thank God, dude. I feel bad for people like
Yeah.
remember intern Owen, like fucking
Yeah, oh, yeah.
cheese nips, like
Cheese nips.
He
Yeah.
got screwed. He got screwed by COVID. So
Oh, damn,
I
cool.
was
It came in
blessed.
person.
Let's
Did you
just
tell them those flowers were
Shout
from
out.
him? There's a My Husband card there. That's so funny. He is going to think they're for him. Bern, I see your super chats. We'll read them. We want to read them right now? Or
Yeah,
we'll
we'll read them right now.
All right. Did you read the first one? Or no?
No,
I don't think we did. Shout out to Bern with the super
I
chat.
just see the one.
He says,
Bern's
heck
got
yeah. We get to see our samurai hero Kenta Maeda go out there and bravely get shelled for 5 runs and 10 walks, scaring the bats awake. I'm not looking forward
I
to
don't
that.
want to see Kenta Maeda on
I
the tit
actually
at all.
hate Kenta Maeda. And then we didn't even get the kid
There
from...
was one thing Kenta Maeda could have done to help us this year, and he didn't do it.
He failed as a recruit.
Needed
He
Sasaki.
failed as a pitcher.
Yep.
He wasn't our opening day, but the opening day,
He
like
was
on
the
the road.
opening day guy, yeah.
Yeah, and he got shelled.
Yeah, he did.
The group chat got pretty racist that day.
They sure did.
Not on our end, by the way.
Not on
Not
our
us.
end.
We were just reading it.
Remember the night they walked out and said the NBA season was over until further notice?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
That's
I
when
remember Mark Cuban seeing the text
Yeah.
like on the bench,
Uh-huh.
and he like showed everybody the text, and they just had to end the game, and everybody walked out.
I was at the game where COVID was transferred between the Jazz and the Pistons.
Oh, yes.
That's right. I forgot about
I
that.
took
Rudy
a girl. I
Gobert.
took a girl on a date, and I was like making a joke because it was like nobody was there, and I was like, yeah, like COVID wiped us out. Usually this is a packed house. The Pistons sucked at that time, but no,
Nice.
little did I know COVID was in the building that day for sure.
Dude,
Wow, Jessica Dean should have watched her daughter graduate from YouTube
no way.
on
Yeah, that's
YouTube.
terrible.
Yeah, that's effed.
No, I got
Nitty Gritty says, "How fucking old are you, Easy?"
the world may
The
never
world
know.
may never know.
Yeah,
Black don't crack my baby.
I would say closer to 50 than to 25.
Closer to Alex Cobb than Tariq Skubal.
Closer to Alex Cobb than Tariq Skubal.
Did anybody have any irrational fears during COVID?
No.
Yeah. No, I remember. So my brother is a
Doctor?
he's an epidemiologist, which is like the study of infectious diseases. So he knew what was gonna happen. He knew COVID was gonna hit, and so he like told us in the group chat. He's like, "Yo, like, it's about to shut the country down. Like, we don't have the infrastructure to combat something like this." Like,
Did you believe him?
no, I was like, "Ah, fuck you, pussy." I was like, "Shut up, no fucking way." And then like 2 weeks later, everything shut down. I was like,
Were you
"Damn."
scared at that point?
Yeah,
Like,
I was
what
like,
the
"Oh fuck!" I went and got a carton of cigarettes from the gas station
forgot you
next to
used to
my
smoke
work.
squares.
Yeah, over a year now without a cigarette.
I guess it's just a Michigan
Let's
thing.
go,
Squares, by the way.
Spenny.
I did, but I didn't. Like, I wasn't scared, but then like when I got it, I was like, oh god, wait,
I never got it.
you got it.
Never got it.
You just didn't know.
No,
You're the type A.
I never got it.
I got it the day I was supposed to take my vaccination.
That's crazy.
Damn,
Actually.
they got you. They jumped your ass.
No.
You know?
Pussies in the pavement, fellas.
Spread your shit.
All right, we are well past break. Do you just keep going and double up?
Yeah,
let's do that.
Yeah.
Might as well.
We got Kool-Aid, and we're going to talk about the Pistons. Before we do that, we got the perfect lead-in video. Chris, I sent you the passing of the belt from last night. And so here's this, and we're going to talk some Pistons with Kool-Aid.
Give it right to hips. The belt goes to Bees.
No, Nick, I don't think Asar would kiss you if you tried.
Nick, stop. What are you doing?
I guess. Why are you asking? Why do you wonder if they're tight or not?
One more.
Yes, Nick. Still looks good shirtless. You don't have to keep saying it.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
All right, well, there it is.
Mics are back on.
The passing of the belt there, obviously given to Malik Beasley, who set a franchise record for most threes made in the season. And we're not even at the All-Star break yet. Kool-Aid, you're closer to this team than anybody at the network. Obviously, you're the Pistons beat reporter. What has it been like seeing this team just completely change basically overnight with JB Bickerstaff and these new guys?
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's been welcomed. I can definitely tell you that. Going out there now, it's a completely different enthusiasm, especially amongst the media, man. And just seeing these guys having fun this year, that to me is what matters the most, because it's a team full of young guys, and seeing them come here with enthusiasm for our city, and some of these guys like Jay and Ivy that got connections to it, it's been awesome to finally see them have some type of success like this, and to see the city have their back a little bit now too. So it's awesome time, man.
Yeah.
It's awesome time.
Was for me the biggest thing in watching that video with the passing of the belt, hearing the Call of Duty comments last night from Malik Beasley, and just watching them go to the Walmart and stuff together. Like, has the team covered this team for 2 years now? Was it this close before? Is this the closest they've been? Like, did they? Because a lot of this is the same nucleus.
This is actually season 4, 3 in the building, and it's like that nucleus. Starting with Cade Cunningham. Starting with Sadiq Bey, Killian Hayes,
right.
The first core 4,
Beef
Saban
Stew.
Lee and
Yeah.
Beef Stew. And then all of a sudden, because Beef Stew is still the longest senior Piston, you get Cade and all those guys. Seeing this core take that step forward this year, that's where you look at somebody like Monty Williams. There were so many names that we went through, from Troy to Arn to Monty to even some of the players. Monty Williams, man, you talk about somebody who really stunted the development of this team. That was crazy. I get the vets weren't there like that, but we see the steps forward that these young players have taken this year in just the first half of the season. We're talking about them in terms of the growth we're seeing right now that I would have expected to see by the end of the season.
Yeah.
But we're already seeing it right now. Like Asar just bully balling, I'm just dunking on you. Like, that was Matas Buzelis.
Yeah.
He's not short.
Body.
You just his body. Like, you don't matter to me. That type of growth, it just JB Bickerstaff and his staff, man. Fred Vincent, Luke Walton. Shout out to Kevin Burleson, brother of Nate Burleson.
Shout out.
Even Jamel McMillan, head coach of the Motor City Cruise. All these basketball minds, and there's other people that I haven't even named. These guys are all in there, and it's a different level of aggression to the parts of practice and shoot-arounds that we can see than was there last year.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
Saban Lee being in a core 4 is a nightmare, dude.
I'm not gonna lie, I bought it in
Spinny, bro. They made graphics about it.
Yeah, no, dude.
Yeah.
Speaking of, like, actually having good basketball
He's the
players
next
now.
Westbrook.
Yeah, look at him. Oh, he's so good. All right, Ish Smith is his mentor. Looking at a guy that I had some hesitation when they re-signed. I had some thoughts about when they re-signed him, but Neil always talks about how important he is for the locker room, and we've obviously seen what he's done on the court, but bring back Tobias Harris, a guy that wanted to be here, a guy that kind of started that, hey, I want to play in Detroit thing, and now you see Malik Beasley say, I want to stay in Detroit thing, and how important has he been for the growth, because he's the old head, he's the gray bush in the locker room. How important has he been for the young guys?
Bro, I said this earlier too. First practice I was at, that Tobias Harris was at, he was doing his own shooting drills. But Fred Vincent, as you guys have seen throughout the year, he makes his way around to like Ron Holland, Asar Thompson, those young guys, even Jaden Ivey early in the season. And I believe it was Asar Thompson. It was one of the first pictures I posted from a practice. And Fred Vincent and Kevin Burleson were helping him. And then Tobias Harris was like at another rim. He looked over, put his ball down, went over there, and instantly for like the next 10 minutes assisted with like the shooting drills of Asar Thompson. And to me, it was like instantly you could tell this is going to be something that I get it. No matter what his stats are, people want to see him perform on the court. But you don't want to shortchange this effect either. And the young players were able to talk about it. You know, I asked the question that day because I was inspired by that moment. You know, what has having these vets around meant for you guys? And it was like there's so many things that they've taught us to do.
Yeah.
Things that I heard them say Dwayne Casey helped with, but without him there, and now you got these vets that show them on the court and every day. They were like it's helped make things easier for them, easier to understand. So
that's awesome.
Do you think has been leader with who brought the belt in? Whose idea was that?
I don't even know. They asked JB Bickerstaff that too. He said he didn't even know whose idea that was. So I don't know, but for team building and team bonding type stuff is really, really cool to see, especially with, I know we just had like the SummerSlam here and all that type of stuff. To be able to see them adopt this and to have that bully mentality, that we're not taking any ish from anybody mentality, that's what I take away from it the most. And then to see the reception that these guys have. JB Bickerstaff said that this was something thought of like amongst the team. I don't know who specifically. So it's a team award. It's not even like, something contrived. This is like your brothers are saying, hey, we recognize you. Whether you scored the most or something like that, there's nights where it's just a guy who might have led the team in rebounding, a guy who was just scrappy and diving on the floor all game.
Yeah.
There was one time when Tim Hardaway got it, and it wasn't like he was like popping off with the threes, but he had taken like 3 charges in a row to seal a game. So it was like to see that and what it means, I love it.
You've been around these guys more than us. If you had to take a guess, who do you think it was?
I would say Stu. If I had to take a guess,
Yeah,
I would have to
right.
say Beef Stew, man. That's that kind of heart and soul type leader too for the team. That big brother protector, longest tenured Piston right now. And whether people think he should be starting or not starting, one thing I think is clear is they need a guy like Stu on this team.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's
even though he's not, he's accepted the role.
I think it's perfect. I think that's the role we all thought that he would be in at his best, is the best big off the bench on a good team.
No matter where it was.
And that's what we're seeing him do it. You know, Monty Williams isn't out there trying to make him Josh Smith. They're letting him play center, and he plays center well. He's at his best when he's playing center. And that's another thing. Like, it's literally what they tried to do to him last year. They were like,
the truth.
all right, get on the perimeter and shoot a bunch of jumpers. Like, no, I want his big ass in the paint, blocking shots and getting rebounds. Like, that's what he does best.
I'll be fair with you guys, because being at the practices and the shoot-arounds, there's just a completely different bounce. Even from the first practice, when we posted the video, they were like, there's music in the gym now?
Yeah.
I didn't even recognize it, but it's a completely different feel to who these guys are. And I think it makes a difference when you hear them say things like, well, we know where to be on the court now. And from me to you guys, man, how much have they just like surpassed expectation for you?
Man.
Because
Blew through
I was like 28-30 wins, and then we'll reassess after 30 games.
I'm about to cash that 35-plus ticket. Sitting at about 700 waiting for it. Can't wait for that.
But yeah, no, that's what for me, that's been the thing I've been asking even fans at the arena, is just how much have they surpassed your expectations? For whatever reason, fans were like Nick last year. You remember Nick last year was like 40 wins, all that. Fans this year have been like that, and right now they look like they're going to be right. And I don't know where all of this came from for them, but all of this has far surpassed my expectations.
We got to go to break. We're already doubled up. We're gonna come back. Nick's got something he wants to ask you. I know Chris has some stuff he wants to ask you. I want to talk to you about JB Bickerstaff and what he's done with this team. But first, tell us about Mark White. Easy.
Mark White gonna do you right. Give him a call to change your life and save you up to $5,000 of closing costs on your brand new home. Dial it up. That's 248-290-8242. Visit mymarkwhitesales.com.
And let me tell you about Dr. Pierce, Touch Sports fans. Don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big Day Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards Mass, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guys DMAC trust. Dr. Jeff Pierce here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Head on over to woodwardsports.com, click that shot tab today, and get yourself some brand new Detroit sports merch. Every team, every season. You got hoodies, tees, hats, all of that. So make sure you are getting the best Detroit sports merch at woodwardsports.com. Click that shot tab today and get that brand new merch.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you and catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
What up, though? Welcome to Whatever Waits Live on Sports.com. I'm joined by Spimo Rax, Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff, and we are also joined by Detroit Pistons beat reporter Detroit Kool-Aid, a.k.a. Brandon Dent. Kool-Aid, I got to ask you, man, you and I have been on the K train well before he was even a Detroit Piston. I know you and I and King, and Anthony, we sat here, vouching for him, and it came to fruition. And we're talking about this guy plays winning ball. We expect to win basketball right away. This year, it's finally happening, man. And he's putting up crazy stats alongside that. What has changed? What has been the difference for Cade Cunningham to take this leap?
Yeah, I think that it's the leg. Rod Beard earlier said something really, really key, and I just didn't really think about this. When he got the surgery, he came back healthy. He still didn't really have an opportunity to get used to how that felt and have his body completely heal up. He did get that summer to kind of practice a little bit more. But for him to be able to now go through a full season of that, his body's acclimated to it, have the workout, and now start off this season, one thing I've noticed is he looks a little bit stronger, so he's definitely been in the weight room. But his bounce has just been – like his athleticism has looked a lot better than I've seen it at all in his NBA career. Have we seen like the flashes, like the dunking, and I just pointing at my fan behind the bench?
Yeah.
We've seen every now and then, but now it seems like I've seen that almost every other game.
Guys. Yeah. Two guys in the Rockets.
That one against Houston was nasty.
And he's getting more confident with his handle as well. Mm-hmm. You see him doing that little spin, the reverse spin, the regular spin. It's just his ability to also get into the paint with his footwork, whether it's back to the basket or getting in close for that little floater. Cade Cunningham is just taking that next step, and I think it starts with being confident in his leg, being healthy for the first time since like high school, and then honestly putting in the work in the weight room. The skill set was there, like you said, like we all said. We used to have, we've had these talks for years about Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
Even when we were going through the draft
in
process.
Quarantine.
All of us, all of us knew, bro. Platty, Koloff, like we all knew, like Cade was gonna be that deal. And like with Ron Holland, Coach Jay, shout out to him. It was really a matter of strength.
Yeah.
Ron Holland, as he started getting that NBA strength, we see his three-point percentage getting better, his range a little bit longer, his ability to get to the rack and finish. And Cade Cunningham now, a couple years of being able to kind of work towards that, know the NBA. And a lot of the guys he's smacking right now, he's been smacking for a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to see him have this type of success and be honored as an all-star.
That's a phenomenal point.
It's fire.
Yeah, I want to ask, speaking of Cade, so we've had this discussion the last couple of days, and it's gotten kind of heated as we've tried to map out the ideal route for building a team around Cade Cunningham. So as you've seen with the steps you've seen him take this season that you just talked about and going forward, the potential because he's still so young, Kool-Aid, What are you looking at as what Cade needs going forward to surround himself with? Do you need a 2? What kind of 2 does that look like? Or do you see a team like how he has now, which is just a team kind of getting it done by committee? Some nights it's Beasley, some nights it was Ivy when he was playing, some nights it's Asar, Duran, Tobias, different names. What kind of team are you believing needs to be constructed around Cade Cunningham going forward? What kind of players do you think need to mesh with Cade to help him shine and continue to grow?
Man, I've been so much on the go out there and find Cade a co-star, train for a long time, and I love that approach for him. But it is comforting to know that Cade Cunningham is good enough with the cast that he has right now to elevate this team to within a couple games of the 4th seed right now. Mm-hmm. And realistically, if they would have come correct against the Pacers in at least one of those games, they would be just a game out of tying them for that 4th spot right now. And based on the rest of their record the rest of the way, Pistons could have gotten a tiebreaker. And so they're right there on the cusp. And you think about the fact they started 0-4 on the season. So honestly, the success that they've had under J.B. Bickerstaff has changed my perspective a little bit. And I do believe that they can do this a little bit by committee. But I would like to see them build up a little bit more on that front court. Give Stu, give Duran a little bit more help. I don't know if that's at the expense of the Tobias Harris, but to me, if I was going to upgrade any one of those spots in the starting lineup, it's probably either at Tobias' spot or at Tim Hardaway Jr.'s spot. But right now, what you're getting from Malik Beasley is kind of like what you would expect to get out of, like, if you put one of those, gunners next to him. And that's what's kind of changed my mentality a little bit. We think back to, this team right now reminds me of the teams I kind of grew up watching that had like the traditional 6-man that would come off the bench and absolutely be a gunner, but the starting lineup played more like a team, more of the cutting basketball, more of the pick and rolls, more of the DHOs that we see the Pistons doing right now. And then that 6-man would come off the bench. Ours was Corliss Williamson, but we know Jay Croft. He used to come off the bench and torch teams. Yeah. Smart used to come off the bench and torch teams. And so it's like from that perspective, I like what they're doing right now. I don't know if they have to sink the cash. Yeah. But if they go get that star player next to Cade, I think that's playing with dynamite at that point in time. You're talking about reducing his usage and allowing somebody during any of the lulls to go out there and get you some buckets. I don't see how that hurts the Pistons at all.
And you mentioned J.B. Bickerstaff. I mean, I think that's been the singular most cause of the improvement is adding J.B. Bickerstaff and getting rid of terrorist Monty Williams. How different has it been even for you in the locker room and press conferences, how he handles himself? Because I bet Monty Williams was just sad and depressing. He didn't want to be there.
Bro, I'm telling you, from the first press conference when we were excited about Monte Morris and whatever Jaden Ivey was going to be because we had heard rumors. And he just offers up Killian Hayes from the first press conference, from the first media availability. We're just like, all right, you know what I mean? And then as the issues got worse, we didn't hear anything like, you know what, I need to fix this. You know what, it's just this. With J.B. Bickerstaff from day one, it was like, this is a coach's coach, man. Anybody who's played any sports, anybody who's been around it, anybody who's been a fan of guys like Larry Brown, shout out Larry Brown or Scotty Bowman, it's like when you look at a guy like J.B. Bickerstaff and you actually get to hear him speak, ask him questions, or just see him on the sidelines, you're like, that's a dude. And that's what I got right away from J.B. Bickerstaff. We were asking him questions, and he's just answering everything enthusiastically, and you could tell it's thought out. Sometimes he would wait, and then he would give his answer. And the thing that's impressed me the most with him is the expectation, the standard that he set. Man, when he came out the press conference, when he entered the press conference room after the Hornets win, I'm sitting there saying lost because my man was mad. We played the video and such, and he was like, no, bro, this is not our standard. And then Duran steps to the podium, and he's like, it's not, Jennifer Hammond, shout out to Legend, asked him, like, how encouraged are you that you guys play like crap, basically, but we're still able to beat this team? He was like, it's cool. Then he was like, it's not cool. We didn't play up to our standard. Coach is telling us about what it is to be a playoff team. And then Duran was like, and my standard is playoffs. Not playing necessarily, but playoffs. So it's like J.B. Bickerstaff is coming here and just done something different right away and put this team in a good position. And you can understand him. And you ask him questions, he answers. If there's an issue, he says, you know what, that's on me. If it's on them, he'll step to the podium and be like, nah, man, their energy sucked. And we're just like, oh,
okay. That's refreshing.
Yeah. Nick had a question.
Yeah, I also like the fact that he fights for his players on the court in front of everybody. I think that's really big to have your players' backs in those situations when they're not getting calls. Shout out Rando Smalls. He asked one day, do you think that these young guys will finally get calls? But before you answer that, Kool-Aid, I want to know about a young guy that a lot of Pistons fans did give up on, and they thought he couldn't be a quality starter in this league. And this guy just turned 21 years old this season.
Crazy.
Jalen Duren, the center for the Detroit Pistons. Where have you seen his game improve the most in his now third season with the Detroit Pistons?
He knows that he's a freak of nature. We've all known that.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't quite know if he did. And sometimes that happens when your confidence is low because you don't really know where to be on the court. You don't really know the game to that degree. And what Jalen Duren said at the at the media day, the first interviews that we get back from off season was that, and Stewart said this too, Isaiah Stewart said this, which is interesting because he's the longest tenured Piston. He was like, JB Bickerstaff came in here day one and made things easier to understand. So when you know where to be on the court, when you can play confidently, now you can play more instinctively. And that's where Jalen Duren is athletic. He is bigger than other people. When he sets aside the screen, he wipes people out. And so the attention to details is where I've seen Jalen Duren be able to take that next step forward. And now he's being able to just kind of rely on his athleticism being effectively helping him in that, rather than him just being an athletic freak. Now he's looking a lot more intelligent on the court, and I think that's what's really, really spurring his growth. And he's being aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
You look at his dunks this year. He's one of he's shown up consistently amongst the top players in terms of dunks per game.
Stu is taking a huge jump defensively, and we're talking about Duren growing too. Do you expect him to make that jump the longer he stays in JB's system? And what's been the reason for Stu's jump defensively?
I'm glad you mentioned JB Bickerstaff too. Like, for everything Jalen Duren is doing to make that jump, JB Bickerstaff has done something different with this team defensively, man. And you see it in a guy like Isaiah Stewart just simply saying, hey, we'll put you in the paint on both ends of the court now. And it's just kind of reignited something for Isaiah Stewart that I think is translating to what we see right now. And they work hard. Clearly he's put in the work during the offseason, because the things he's doing to be one of your better rim protectors and to be able to have, that reduced field goal percentage that, opponents are going to have when they're challenging him at the rim. Honestly, I'm impressed. I did not expect that from Isaiah Stewart. I expect him to be, getting there and muck it up and give his best effort and have some wins every now and then. Yeah, but this year he's looking legitimately like when JB Bickerstaff invoked Ben Wallace in a comparison. I gotta be honest with you, I kind of shuddered. But now you're looking at all the stats, and the stats are like he's number one at protecting the rim and things like that.
He's got it between the ears. He's always had that part of it.
Yeah, and so it's like all you can do is tip the cap.
That's
all you can do.
Nothing but pure menace between those ears.
Yeah.
But we do got to go to break. I do. Can we keep you for another segment?
Bro, I'm chilling.
I don't want to keep you here until
we got you flowers. You better stay for another segment.
And I do want to talk. I got a video in there about Dennis Schroeder, to him talking about being here and what it's like.
It's just a video of Spencer hitting the Dougie.
Yeah, I got a video in there. But before we go to break, Rando Smalls did want to ask you. Put a super chat in there. What about Cade and the young guys not getting the calls? Is that do you see that changing anytime soon?
You know what? I'm almost to the point where it's like I almost forgot about it.
Yeah.
It's almost like something that you
Isn't
just
that crazy.
Yeah, it's almost something that you just say now. It's like, oh man, my back hurts, but you know that, and you still are a dog. That's what I'm seeing out of the Pistons. It's like they're not getting the fouls, but it doesn't even matter. It's like y'all done pissed Cade off.
Yeah.
And JB Bickerstaff, he's going to bat for his team. I have not seen a coach I've seen 3 coaches now. I have not seen one go to bat for them the way that he has. He does not care about the fine, bro. So, I hope they get the calls now. I hope Cade starts to get more, because he is getting more than he did last year, but he deserves a little bit more.
All right, well, hopefully he goes out and balls in the All-Star game, and then they're forced to give him more calls. But we're going to go to break real quick. We'll come back. We'll talk some more Pistons. But first, let me tell you about Lady Jane's. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk in anytime, get a hot leather, neck shave, scalp massage, hot towel treatment from one of our lovely, talented stylists. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Planet Fitness, the home of the judgment-free zone, where anyone, and we mean anyone, can get a full-body workout in 30 minutes in a 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $15 a month, or upgrade to the Black Card and get use of amenities like hydro massage, total body enhancement, and access to over 2,500 locations worldwide. Join in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where fitness is essential.
Remind me of, the Atlanta days when I was back there, 2014 to 17. Great team bonding. Everybody came for each other, and that's what you need. When you go out there every single night playing against the other team, you want to have people who's going with you and who's competing with you on the highest level. And I felt that from the first day, and we just want to keep, staggering days, keep stacking days, and like I said, get to the playoffs.
So there is Dennis Schroeder, obviously the newest addition on the Detroit Pistons, the young German, and talking about
he ain't young anymore.
How this team just means so much to each other, the brotherhood, how they all care about each other. You heard Malik Beasley say it after the game last night. He's never been around a team that is this close. They're playing Call of Duty every night. They're going to Buc-ee's and Walmart and doing excursions and shit like that together. This team is truly a close-knit group, and Kool-Aid is that's got to be a JB Bickerstaff thing too, right? Because like you said, obviously there are some new vets here, but the core is still the same as it was last year, but it feels like they're so much closer.
Yeah, it does, man. And I do think that those vets, they help as well. Malik Beasley has been a culture changer. As much as we talk about Tobias Harris and why he was brought here, Malik Beasley is one of those guys who doesn't allow those young guys to not believe in themselves. Even being around them at the charity events. We went to Kroger and they were shopping for families. Just the way that he carries himself, the way that Beasley has been able to kind of spark enthusiasm with these guys, it's been a completely different thing here for them. And JB Bickerstaff as well. I can't say enough good things about him. And so when you hear a guy like Dennis Schroeder say that, it's not just Tobias who wanted to be here. It's Malik Beasley who wanted to be here. And, he signed here, and he's begging to stay here. And then it's also Tim Hardaway Jr. Do you guys remember what was happening out in Dallas? Shout out to Tim Hardaway Sr. He got into the media and spoke.
Yeah.
He was like, bro, this organization is not treating us right. And we're going to go to a place where we know that we're wanted. So when I heard the news that he was coming to the Pistons, I was like, oh, snap. People want to be here, and I can get it. People can say, well, these aren't your tier A guys. That's fine. We got Cade Cunningham for that.
Yeah.
And you've given him now just enough. And you've seen how this culture is starting to really care for each other. It's not contrived. They're not being flown out and doing boxing events, but they don't do anything else together. Because remember the old teams. The organization tried to force that type of stuff together.
Yeah.
Concerts, special concerts, and it was just fake. These guys look like brothers. And another thing, they're all kind of connected. All of them have some connection either to here or either to each other. Ron Holland, Cade Cunningham, right?
Yep.
They've had a connection. Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham spent last summer together. When you look at some of these guys in terms of that rank management with Ashton and Cannon, and those, they've had some connections. Jaden Ivey has a connection to the city. So it's they're playing for something more. Half these guys on the team literally have connections either to Detroit or the Midwest. Like that matters. And so they're here, they're playing for something, and their ability to come together as brothers, that bond is on full display. You can see it in the practices and the shoot-arounds. You can see it pre-game, and that is just spurring them further. I don't know what they had to dig through last year. I have no idea. But, like, when one of your brothers is getting sit on the bench, like Jaden Ivey was, how do you even go to your hey, coach, I don't think that's the right thing when this is his first year in.
Yeah.
So it's like this year it seems like J.B. Bickerstaff just put everything back to normal. And it's almost like Todd McClellan when he got here and said, just play effing hockey.
Yeah.
It feels like he just got here and said, just play effing ball. And when you're in that type of mindset, I think you have a better chance to just be cool with each other.
Yeah, we got to play with this French-ass motherfucker when you got our boy Killer, our boy Jaden Ivey sitting on the bench. It pissed me off, too. I hate French people.
Damn.
Not a fan of the French.
They gave us the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
And French fries. Why did we call them French fries?
Day 12, man.
Should be American fries.
Should be Freedom fries. That's what I call them.
When I'm looking at this young core that you just spoke on, Kool-Aid, who is the person that it has made the most jump, and who can you kind of expect down the stretch here to make another jump? Because this is such a young team, so you again project that, like you called in the interview with JB, that he said February, March, we're going to be playing Detroit-style basketball, and you're seeing that now. So going forward as the season progresses and these young players get more reps, who do you see improving the most, and who have you been most impressed with their improvement of these young guys so far?
Bro, I've been impressed with Ron Holland a lot, really a lot. Just his ability to come in here and play above whatever anybody thought his skill set was, and to be able to put in the work to come in with a serviceable three-point shot this year. I just want to make sure I definitely say what up, though, to him, Jalen Duren. I don't even want to include Cade in there. Cade is just on a completely different level.
Yeah.
Marcus Sasser, he's been doing this thing too, but Asar Thompson.
Sasser came in last night, was stroking that bitch.
Yeah,
Pause.
5 for 5,
Yeah.
4 for 4 from behind the arc. And, I think it's Asar Thompson. What we've seen over the last month and a half, the two-way ability, the point ability, the ability to just play anything, any position. And then the fact that the crazy part is I think that he has another ceiling to go this season. He's going to go to the Rising Stars. And some players, when they come back from those things, it helps to boost them, especially now that they have something to play for. And so
Asar is going to the Rising Stars?
Yeah.
He is?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. He's him and his brother
I'm on the same team, aren't they?
team.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
He was an injury fill-in, but he should have been there in the first place.
Yeah.
And Ron Holland should have been there.
Ron Holland.
I'm still pissed at
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
His pops, we got a chance to ask him, and I was like, yo, man, I really thought he would have been there. He was like, man. And you could see
he's built for a game
he's
like
hurt
that.
by it, but he was like, man, I already talked to Ron. He was like, all Ron cares about is the playoffs. Him and all them boys in that locker room, they don't care about nothing but the playoffs.
Good.
They're happy for Cade. That's what he said, but they just want the playoffs now. So I was like, yo, at least their mindset's in the right place, man.
Yeah.
The Sar jump for me, I've been excited about the past couple weeks. The ball handling. He's starting to take the ball up the court. He's starting to play a little spells of point guard when Cade's out there. That's been amazing. Because I've always felt he's got that. Obviously, him and his brother are very similar skill set. I just feel like his brother maybe was a little bit more developed in that phase of it. But Asar's always been that, even when they played together.
Yeah, Asar was the facilitator between the two of them, but Amon was the one that would get a lot more of the ISO. So that's why I believe he looks more, or at least translated quicker, his ISO game in the half court more quickly than Asar's. But what you see out of Asar Thompson is still kind of, you look at his tape from Overtime Elite, it just looks the same. He's obviously he's taken some certain improvements and certain leaps, but his ability to take the ball off the rim or to get a block or to get a steal and turn that into offense like that or into an assist or bucket, this is something he showed on tape then, and now he's doing it a whole lot more. And this is what boggled my mind last year. When we talk about Monty, I didn't know we'd be talking about Monty Williams this much on the show. But it's just night and day because we're talking about a guy who, imagine if they weren't held back. What if they were getting this development last year? What would they have been to start off this season?
Yeah.
Because this team is like third in wins since January 1st. Think about that. And so it's like with Asar Thompson last year, they didn't run him in hardly any of these types of actions. The first week of the season they did. And that's when we were like, yo, this guy is insane. Then they stopped doing that. Monty put him kind of in a corner. and it just didn't make sense. This year you see them saying, you know what, bro, we're just going to use you in the most versatile way. And it's almost like positionless basketball. Like the Pistons have how many 6'5" to 6'8" players that can handle the rock, that can shoot the rock, that can drive the rock, that can even catch the lob.
Well, dude, Tobias is really the only 4 we have in this team. We still out there like, making it work. It's kind of crazy. I was thinking about that last night. But I don't know. It's beautiful to see. It feels like when Steve Kerr became the coach of the Warriors, he took the governor off Steph and Clay. Yeah. He was like, just shoot. Just go.
Just do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing with the Asar and Ron. He's letting them go be dogs. Like, go be a dog. Go bully some people. Go piss some people off. Go hustle. And that's what they're doing.
Kool-Aid. It's been 17 years. Almost since the Detroit Pistons have won a playoff game.
He's just a boy.
That's crazy.
There's seniors in high school right now that have never seen a playoff
old were you?
win. 17 years ago, I was like 9.
Easy was 30.
That's crazy.
All right, here we go, fellas. My question is
the driver's
I mean,
license.
this isn't about winning a playoff game this year, because I think we all have the expectations that we will. Kool-Aid, my question to you is, can this team actually win a playoff series against the Knicks, the Pacers, or the Bucks? That's looking like the first-round matchup for this team.
With the Bucks, you're going to get high usage of Giannis and Dame. Stuff that they're not going to do right now except for in games where they need that. And that's where in the playoffs it's a completely different animal with them. You talking about those guys knowing we got to go at least 5 games or we're going to play 40-plus minutes. That's going to be a bear. And I'm not saying that they can't do it, but favorably, the Pistons went to Madison Square and they took a couple games. And over the last 6, you've gotten Cade Cunningham absolutely owning Madison Square Garden. Beyond that, I want them to be able to smack the Pacers around. Obviously, the Pacers had our number this year, but I do believe that this version of the Pistons, and as they continue to grow and get better, I just believe they're a better team than the Pacers. I know they have to show that out there on the court, but if there is one team with all of the aura, with the mysticism surrounding it, I kind of want Madison Square Cade. Can you guys imagine? Even if the Pistons just won 1 game in a series and it was at Madison Square, what that would be for the legend. Oh, yeah. Like the start of it. Yeah. But imagine if they actually did knock off the Knicks.
We've already won 2 games there this year.
That's what I'm talking about. And think about it. We didn't even have actualized Asar.
Yeah.
And that's where it's like,
Tibbs
you
wears
think
his
about
players down. Tibbs wears them to the ground. They're gonna be cooked by that point.
Preach, man.
Cooked by April.
Tibbs runs his guys at full speed in preseason, bro. They came in, they boat raced us during the preseason at Madison Square.
Yeah.
And I was like, never take the subway ever again. That mojo just wasn't it for the Pistons. But like what they're doing right now, if you give me the Knicks, I don't know if I'm just talking sideways, but we've seen Cade have success in Madison Square for 3 years in a row.
He bullied
and
Jalen
we've seen
Brunson.
the Pistons go in there and snatch a couple games.
Yeah, it's definitely their easiest matchup when you look at the teams.
Does that make you sad?
Does it make me sad?
I know you like the Pistons more than the Knicks, but would you be sad the Knicks get bounced that
every
early?
time?
No, I would not be sad if the Pistons
How
win.
does
I'm
Jordan
happy.
Love's injury make you feel?
Yeah, would you be sad if Jordan Love got hurt? Like,
You're a Knicks fan. That's all I'm asking.
And I'm more of a Pistons fan, so no, I would not be
I think
sad
you picked
if the
him up
Pistons
because
are
of
winning.
those 17 years without a playoff
They
win.
picked him up because he's double-fisted Melo.
Listen.
Yeah, Chris, before we let Kool-Aid get out of here, before those roads get too nasty.
Yeah. So to put a kind of bow on this, we're approaching All-Star break, so perfect time to reset. And you see this is when a lot of teams make their push. Obviously, the Pistons 2 games back of hosting a playoff series. Who is the biggest X factor for you coming down the stretch on this roster? Who is the guy that, whether it's player development or just potentially taking another level up, that you're looking at can be the difference between this team being in this 6 to 7, 8 spot that they're in now, flirting with the play-in, versus hosting a playoff series?
With everything that we're seeing right now, I expect guys like Beasley, Asar, Cade, Duran, and Stu to hold steady. I believe Tim Hardaway and Tobias will continue to be up and down. But if you're talking about where do you go and you get an extra gear, it is your number 5 draft pick, Ron Holland, who is showing you some flashes. And if he can be more of what we've seen, more consistently, like the good, that's where you have another gear. That's where you have a guy who, as that volume rises, if that 36%, 35% from behind the arc sticks, he becomes very, very viable. He's able to put fouls on the other team. He's able to help get you into the bonus quicker, which is huge because teams like to do what? They like to pick up K. Sometimes he could put a foul or two on you. Imagine if those were free throws. So it's like, Ron Holland to me is that guy who, when you're talking about what you're getting already from everybody else and making up for the loss of an Ivy, I feel like Ron Holland is that guy who can kind of give you the extra to be able to go and lock down a 4.
Hell yeah.
A 4 spot. But I appreciate you guys for having me on. We gotta make
brother.
sure Woo Crew and Heavies get to Summer League Vegas.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We have to Las Vegas Summer League and
that'd be so sweet.
That would be a dream come true.
I've never
for
been to
All-Star
Vegas.
game, man.
Yeah, I've never been either.
Yeah, dude, have fun All-Star game. That'll be sweet, man.
Content for days.
Hey, for Woodward Sports, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. Kool-Aid, we appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you guys, man. This has been
Best
fun.
in the business.
Hey, appreciate you, chat family. Smash that like button for the
Smash
Heavies.
the like button. You
Smash
heard
the like
Kool-Aid,
button.
the best in the business.
What do you guys do in the morning? Satisfy?
Satisfy that like button.
Satisfy the like button.
Counterclockwise.
Best streams in Woodward Sports history, the heavyweights. Y'all are golden.
Hey,
shout out.
appreciate you,
that
bro.
was the time.
Let's go to break. We're going to come back. Let me tell you about Les Stanford.
No Kim K.
It's the Les Stanford Sign and Drive Sale.
Yeah.
Get a 2024 Envision for only $239 per month. Or you can try out the 2025 Sierra Crew Cab Elevation for only $249 per month. Don't forget the 2025 Hummer EV SUV
Lots
for
of
only
space.
$789 per month. 0 security deposit, 0 due at signing, 0 first payment, 0 acquisition fee. Get to Les Stanford today. Check out the massive inventory at the Sign and Drive Sale. Les Stanford Buick GMC, LesStanford.com.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at LesStanford.com today.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Soroki's crispy chicken and pizza is the best in the biz, guys. Visit Sorokis.com to find one near you. Make sure you try one of their 7 different flavored signature wings, as well as those honey buttered biscuits. I promise you, they're amazing. If you guys make a food review, tag me or send it on any type of social media. I promise you will play on the show, unless you don't want to play on the show. And then, they're that good. Just saying.
Yeah. Might see an O-face.
Might see an O-face. Not even joke. I think I may have had.
They're really good.
My first couple experiences with those biscuits had a couple of O-faces. I ain't gonna lie to you. They really are that good.
I'm not mad at it.
Malik Beasley sets the Pistons record for threes before the fucking All-Star break.
Before the All-Star break. Still, 27 games left? Or
yes.
Whatever it is. Just, this guy, he is...
This guy
is shooting. Malik Beasley is the best free agent signing of the NBA this year. The deal you got him on, the number he came in is 1 year, $6 million or whatever it is. He set the franchise record for threes made before the All-Star break even happened.
Insane.
This guy is insane. Kool-Aid just talked about it, the veteran leadership he brings in, the kind of culture that he's helped establish for the Detroit Pistons. All these guys are so close. This locker room is so close. Jaden Ivey, the second best player on your team, goes down. Malik Beasley steps up. This guy has been playing out of his mind. We saw it last night, 7 out of 10 threes. He's joking with everybody on the bench, hugging Beef Stew after he breaks the record. This team deserves a player like Malik Beasley, and Malik Beasley deserves a city like Detroit and a team like the Pistons to accept him and put him out there for what he truly is. And this man has been playing out of his mind right now. He is number 1 or number 2 in contention for Sixth Man of the Year. Shout out to Malik Beasley, man.
Shout out to Malik Beasley. Here's a dude. Now, here's a guy. No, but seriously, though, here's a guy that, by the way, when this signing was made, scratching my head. $6 million, 1-year deal. What are these championship teams doing? It blows my mind that he was just out there. And I see like a lot of these guys like Jose Alvarado, like all these other dudes getting crazy contracts, and Malik Beasley's just chilling. Blew my mind. And then here's the other thing too, is like he had an opportunity to go pursue a championship alongside a contending team heading into the deadline. Multiple teams called about Malik Beasley. He had a conversation with Trajan Langdon, and shout out to Trajan Langdon for respecting him and his decision, by the way, too. He wants to be here in Detroit. The culture is here. Like his friends, the vibes. He could have won a freaking ring this year. And he chose to stay here in Detroit. And then how about the fact that he did set the franchise record in threes made in a single season before the All-Star break? How about that coincides with the Detroit Pistons also being above 500 and 2 games away from a 5th seed right now? I've been pounding the table for 3 years. Get Cade shooting and defense. Get Cade shooting and defense. Stu's stepped into the defensive part. I'm waiting for Duren to meet him there, too. Well, I'm not complaining about Duren at all, by the way. Big Duren stan. When you guys talking shit about him, I was just quiet over here in the corner, like, because he's very young and very athletic. I feel like that you can mold that into almost anything. It's an effort stat there. But you finally get the shooting around him and Tim Hardaway Jr. and Malik Beasley. And as I'm praising them, Trajan Langdon batting 1,000 in the offseason with those signings.
He absolutely
what the hell, man?
He absolutely is. This guy, Malik Beasley, is second in the NBA in three-pointers made behind only Anthony Edwards. And he's only getting paid $6 million a year. And you mentioned it, Easy, when he went out there and he told Trajan Langdon before the deadline, no, I want to stay in Detroit. And Trajan said, we want you here too, but listen, if somebody offers me something, I'm going to trade you. Which
it
wouldn't
be a bad situation either, because he would have been in a contending situation.
No, he would have been in a good situation, but that's something you like to hear. That's something you'd love to hear. People said, I want to play in Detroit. I want to play with Cade Cunningham. I want to play under JB Bickerstaff. I want to play in this system, this culture, and this team that they're building. And Malik Beasley has been a huge part of that. So I can't wait for him to sign a multi-year extension after this season and to be in Detroit for the foreseeable future.
The Dole Spoon. So easy believed in Duren, but not enough to defend him and the risk being wrong. No, I said he's young. Give him time. That's all I could say at the time. He wasn't playing great. It's like I'm not denying the truth of what it was at that time, but now you're seeing it come to fruition. I think he's always had the offensive side. I think he's always been a great, I won't say ball handler, but a playmaker, I guess, at the position in terms of passing and whatnot. I like Jalen Duren a lot. I always have. And he's super young, and I think he could mold that. When we drafted him, I saw Dwight Howard, at least like at the peak. And obviously I don't think he'll reach that, because I think people kind of underrate what Dwight Howard was in his career. But if you could touch like just the basement of that, no Diddy, like you got a tremendous big man alongside Cade Cunningham. The defense alone, I love that. But the Pistons right now it's crazy. And here's some stats. Shout out to Khalil for posting them. Since January 1st, the Pistons are 14th in offensive rating, 3rd in defensive rating. Shout JB Bickerstaff.
Shout out.
9th in net rating, 6th in points off turnovers, 2nd in fast break points, and 4th in paint points.
Yeah, and like we knew that the defense was going to be like this under JB Bickerstaff, because like that's what his track record is. That's what he's done every stop he's went. He changed Memphis's defense in the middle of the season from 22nd to 7th. Like the guy is a defensive mastermind and gets these guys to sell in or to buy in to what he's preaching. But yeah, the efficiency that this team is playing with is just extremely impressive, and it starts with Cade Cunningham.
It absolutely starts with Cade Cunningham, and I'm glad that you guys are highlighting the cultural change that's happening with these vets, because that is the key. that is the key going forward for this team. Detroit has never historically been a free agent destination, and you can now change that with two things. You could change that with winning and stars that people want to play for. And if you're making a draft of stars that players would want to play for and play with, Cade Cunningham's got to be damn near the top of the list. It's him. It's guys like Jokic. You know, the Lukas, the Hardens of the world. You know, some people don't want to play with that with players like that because those type of players are focused on, or it's so heliocentric. It's so centered around them. Whereas Cade is a two-way player. You see him every night guarding the best opposing player for stretches while also running the offense. So, I mean, he's just doing whatever it takes to win. He's not afraid to share the limelight. That is a guy that will attract free agents. That, and then plus you get the guys like Malik Beasley. When he gets that next contract from Detroit, and veterans see that they could come here, win basketball games, and set themselves up to get paid, where even if they don't stay here long term, they can use this as a rehabilitation center for their career. So this is an absolutely huge thing for the Pistons.
Am I glazing? Oh, sorry.
It's awesome. No, it's awesome.
Am I glazing when I say this? It's a genuine question. I just thought of it, and I don't want to say it and put it like, stamp, or whatever you want to say it, stamp it. So you know how like Tim Patrick's like, I want to go to Detroit because I know JG can't do nothing but pass. So I'm going to get my stats. He's going to get his contract. Is Cade that type of point guard? If you're coming here as a shooter, you know you're going to get your open looks?
I think that is the type of player that Cade is. I think that's the type of player that he was projected to be, and we saw it last year. We saw the open looks that Cade Cunningham was getting for his teammates last year. It's just they were a bunch of bums and they were knocking them down. Now you've got guys like Tim Hardaway Jr., like Malik Beasley, like Tobias Harris that will hit those open threes. So while we know what Cade Cunningham is, number one, first things first, he is a distributor. He is a playmaker. He is going to get guys open shots. And like the three-level scorer, the efficiency when it comes to scoring the ball is something that we love to see. But the one thing Cade Cunningham does better than damn near 99% of the players in the NBA, it's get open looks for his teammates and distribute the ball to them at a high level.
And that's winning basketball. And that's why I bragged on about him coming here to Detroit, and I thought we were going to see a lot sooner. But as you said, the teammates around him was garbage. Troy, I don't think Troy was bad in the draft. It was just everything else he was fucking horrendous at. The trades, the free agent acquisitions, that shit was awful. The pieces, a lot of pieces we're bragging about now. Cade was a gimme. I'll say that.
Yeah, that
but
one
Duran,
you can't give him. But
Stu hits.
Yeah. Flannel says it in the Woodward Sports Chat. Cade Cunningham is closer to being the NBA MVP than people think. Season ended right now. He's top 5.
He's got to be.
If the season ended right now, he would be top 5 in voting for the MVP.
This team
of the National Basketball Association.
I'm telling you, Evan Mobley's going to become a Detroit Piston, and it'll be very similar to the Heat situation where because him and Cade are boys.
He was recruiting them. Remember Rising Stars rookie year? We got excited when he was throwing the lobs.
They looked amazing.
JB Bickerstaff
together
knows
in the Rising Stars challenge.
He looked good under JB Bickerstaff.
Come on now. Cleveland's got a lot of people to pay too.
Bring them home. And speaking of young guys, the guy you guys just mentioned, because I was looking through the stats, it kind of stemmed from the Ivy conversation, but bringing it back to here, from January 1st on, the player that's really come together, we've been noticing it, is Asar Thompson, and his efficiency has just flown up drastically. Effective field goal percentage and true shooting percentage both upping by almost 10%. He is doing a lot with a lot less. His usage is actually the same. It's just he's been way more efficient. He's finding his spots. And that's been that's been a huge key. That's been a huge key for him. Is he's finding his spots. He's getting more comfortable coming back from injury, and I'm really looking at him to make a big step because him next to Cade, I think long term is a fantastic thing. If him and Holland can figure out how to be offensive pluses with the defense that they provide, you are talking about a great defensive team. Potentially even historic when you bring in what Isaiah Stewart is doing this year and what Cade is capable of.
They called me a madman. I said, months ago that Cade Cunningham, Ron Holland, and Asar Thompson would be a top 3 defensive trio in the NBA. And we're seeing it happen. I said next year. We're seeing it happen right now. It's crazy. Let's go to break, though. We're going to come back. Maybe we'll keep the Pistons going. Maybe we'll talk a little Lions. We'll figure it out. But first, let me tell you about Lady Jane's. Lady Jane's haircuts for men. Walk-ins are always welcome. Open 7 days a week. You can get a nice hot lather neck shave, scalp massage, relaxing hot towel treatment for one of our lovely, talented stylists. Lady Jane's haircuts for men. Walk-ins always welcome. Come in, sit down, enjoy Lady Jane's haircuts for men. It's wicked awesome.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. And catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Number one.
Chat, let me know right now. Do you guys want to go around the diamond or talk Pistons? Because I do want to give a little respect, little props. Actually, this will be a brief segment, so we'll do this.
Brief?
Yeah, because we got to go back to break at 6:24.
Oh, brief.
Yeah, what do you think I said?
I thought you said grief.
Grief
Good
segment.
grief, Charlie Brown.
Somebody die?
No, not at all.
My dog ran away.
I apologize for two things. Yesterday, I was blabbering about the Ivy stuff, and I was talking to Chris about this after the show, too. What I truly had meant to say is Asar Thompson hadn't arrived yet. I guess I can't really hold that against Ivy.
No,
Asar Thompson
he was coming back from a life-threatening injury.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't like the guy would. It's not like he stubbed his toe.
Yeah.
He was kind of like he was dealing with something that he didn't know if he was ever going to play basketball ever again, or ever be able to perform at that level of physical fitness ever again. Like it was a lot going on.
We can perform at that level. We just didn't know if he'd die because of it.
Yeah, exactly. If he'd be able to perform at that level. So it was going to take some time for him to get his sea legs under him, and now we're seeing it. He's comfortable.
I still believe the team is better now. I just can't say that the team would be worse if Ivy was here.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is the team is they're way more comfortable, they're way more gelled, and everybody's
playing way more defense.
Now.
Yeah.
But adding Jaden Ivey to that isn't going to make the team worse. You can play Asor and Jaden Ivey with Cade Cunningham and Malik Beasley all on the floor at the same time. Like it's just. Like you said, he was injured. He was coming back from a life-threatening injury, so he wasn't ready just yet.
You hit Pistons
Even though the numbers
Twitter.
suggest. I'm just kidding.
You hit Pistons Twitter with that one, easy. That video of the Ivy.
I think Pistons Twitter is full of idiots, for lack of a better word.
Tell us how you really feel.
Pistons Twitter is
I think they're full of idiots.
They're full of a lot of 12-year-olds.
A lot of 12-year-olds have yet to been proven right on any one of their takes
I
ever.
would say 70% of Pistons
Outside
Twitter
of maybe Cade
haven't seen
Cunningham.
the Pistons win a playoff game or a playoff series.
Correct.
Like, they haven't been alive for it. So, and that's not on them. They ride for their guys. They do.
There's certain guys I have respect for.
It's fandom. Yeah.
A lot of them I have zero respect for. I think they just don't know.
I mean, if you're
dick riding fans.
If your baseline though is like Sekou Demboya, like I do kind of got to give these kids a little bit of a bail, because if that's your baseline,
No, because they talk shit like they know ball and they don't know ball. There's no
I'm with
bail.
you.
I'm gonna fuck
just
them up.
making a joke. All right. Happy Valentine's Day.
Weezy D313 in the chat says, Nick, Asar Thompson, thoughts?
Yeah, I think he's been playing great. And like I said yesterday, I think right now you're seeing him thrive in this kind of NBA where you can literally blow out a team by 50 effing points at halftime. He is a guy that can do it all besides shoot, which it's okay if he never does it. I thought that we were not going to be able to win because I was blinded by the Monty Williams put him in the corner and have him shoot.
Yeah.
I thought that's what, for some reason, that's what we were doing, and he was bricking, he was making 14% of his threes. That's why I was seeing that. But in this offense that we now have him in, we have him attacking the hole. We have him in transition, where we're thriving, where he's thriving. He's literally locking up a guy in Matas Buzelius, who I hated coming out.
Yeah,
I think he's looking
that.
good now. I was loving it last night. He was
First
picking
time
his
Nick rooted
pocket.
against a white
He was-
athlete.
That is not true at all. Yeah, Jesus. Come on. I hate Aaron Rodgers. All right. No,
That's fair.
No, but I'm really liking what I see out of Asar, and he's playing winning basketball, and he's not asked to shoot, 2 to 3 threes a game. He's just attacking the hoop, which I think he thrives at.
Yeah.
And when you put him out there with Cade Cunningham shooting mid-30s from 3, Malik Beasley shooting high 30s from 3, when Jaden Ivey was out there shooting 40% from 3, like that allows him to do things so much easier. That allows him to be that monster, and that's why I talk about Tobias Harris and how important he is to Asar's playing time, because they're the forward pair, and so having
one of them has to shoot.
You can't have Jalen Duren and 2 non-shooting forwards on the floor at the same time. You can't.
Yeah.
So with Tobias Harris, the threat of him to shoot and what he did in January shooting the ball, that helps Asar get more playing time with the starters and with the guys out there, because you have 3 guys on the floor at least that you have to worry about behind the long line.
There was a play, and shout out to Kukuleo, I believe he's the one that broke it down. I saw it on Twitter, someone posted, where shout out to Asar just having basketball knowledge, where he is a little bit of a weak spot at the 3-point spot, and so he's chilling in the corner, and the defense isn't guarding him at all because they know he's not a great 3-point shooter. But when he catches the ball, they then roll into some action where the ball's floating around a few other pieces, and then obviously he's a threat at the rim, right? So he begins to make his way through a series of passes, gets that opportunity to get to the rim, but kicks it back out to Cade for his 3-point opportunity, and he knocks it down. That's just the basketball awareness. I don't know if that's something with JB or something with Asar, just kind of just accepting the fact that he's not great from 3-point. I don't know what it is specifically, but obviously the offense been able to flow throughout his inability to shoot the 3-point consistently.
I think what it is just a coach telling him, hey, we got this athletic freak that can also finish well at the rim and also rebound at a very high level. So why don't you just make cuts to the basket?
Yep.
And that's really what it is. I think I kind of likened it to Amon-Ra St. Brown, a player that's very good at finding the soft spot in a defense. Asar is that. The way you watch his cuts, because you're right, he is playing with Duren, so there is another body in that paint, but he knows how to kind of give just enough spacing in the paint to where him and Duren can get their points and get their looks without getting in each other's way. And sometimes he's doing it from dribbling, sometimes he's doing it from cutting. And then again, he's just such a good he's just such a good rebounder through his pure athleticism and desire that's a guy that can also just help crash the glass. And when you have him and Duren crashing the glass, this Piston team gets second chance points, and that's where this team thrives. So it's just him finding out how to use himself better. And I gotta give the credit to JB more so probably than just Asar, because I feel like Asar probably knows he was never a 3-point shooter.
And shout out to Brandon Fichetti. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Becoming a Woodward Sports crew member. And I saw one earlier when we had Kool-Aid on. Let me try to go back and find it. I don't know if I can. Somebody said they became a member and they loved the show. His name was Emerald something. Oh, here it is. Emerald86. Can I get a $10 parlay for tonight? Love the show. We're going to go to break. We'll come back. Each of us will get a leg that we like for the Pistons.
All right.
We'll build them a parlay. Emerald, we'll get that for you coming back from break. Easy, tell us about Jars.
Jars, Cannabis Guys. They got the Rail Jam coming up February 22nd with $8,000 in cash prizes for snowboarders and skiers. And these aren't just amateur guys. These are guys that actually qualify for the competition. I mean, they're somewhat semi-professional and or professional. They'll be there performing February 22nd. Stick and D-Mac on the mic broadcasting it as well. Free entry, free food at Jars Utica. Visit shopjars.com for more information. Also, make sure you visit Jars for that good. That's Diggy, Iggy, Icky, and some of the best premium cannabis products the state of Michigan has to offer.
What's up, E-Fog?
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won.
Big bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome back to World Heavyweights Live on WoodwardSports.com. I'm joined by Spinmo Rex, Young Chris, Nicholas Koloff. Smash that like button, be a friend, tell a friend. Let's get to 200 likes. 200 likes can we storm Comerica Park and make sure Alex Bregman's signing the fucking line before springtime. How about that, huh? By the time the snow melts. But before then, it's time to go around.
Let's do this parlay real quick.
Oh, yeah. What's up? I didn't do any homework on that yet.
We each pick a leg.
Can we say that for the end of the show?
Do you want to save it for the end of the show?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, they don't play it till 8:15 or whatever. I just put in some, like, 5 bets on the Pistons.
Some legs.
Yeah.
And then you guys could catch up.
I'm just looking at that 35-plus
Go
regular
ahead, then.
season
You guys start, then I'll...
Yeah. All right, I got one here that I like. Dennis Schroeder, 4+ assists.
Ooh.
Plus 100.
Ooh, that's risky.
Ooh, that's good.
I like that one.
Parlay.
I like that one.
What? I'm really like that.
I'm going to go light here. I'm going to go Jalen Duren, 10 rebounds. Let's make sure it hits here.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
fairly
easy.
I like Cade, and normally I go points or assists, but you know what? The way last game was a blowout, I am expecting the Chicago team to come back with some fight. I am expecting them to come back with some type of pride. I would assume this team has pride. So in that being a closer game, I like Cade's points. So I like the over on Cade's points tonight. I think he didn't have to do much last night. He kind of coasted.
Over 27.5?
Over 27.5. I do like that. If you want to go safe and go 25, that's fine. I also like threes as well for him.
All right, who do you got, Easy?
Sar Thompson was an absolute menace last night. A bully on both ends of the floor. I think it's clear that Mateus Bobleus, whatever the fuck you say his name, don't care, is not able to guard Asar Thompson. Give me 10+ points for Asar Thompson.
I like that.
Asar Thompson.
I like it.
I think I'm gonna do this bet. I think I'm gonna tail this bet with
all right, let me see.
How about only 15 minutes for Dennis Schroeder, and he had those 4 assists last night?
All 4 of those: Jalen Duren 10+ rebounds, Dennis Schroeder 4+ assists, Cade Cunningham over 27.5, Asar Thompson has scored 10+ points, plus 760.
Wow.
I'm locking it in.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Send the link in the group chat. How about that?
Yeah, I'll throw a 10 spot on it.
DNC ENT, I'm going Dennis 10+ points every game until it hits.
You got me.
You're a crazy boy. Yeah, Dennis Schroeder in just minimum action, still very effective.
Yeah.
Love the diving over the backcourt, up 30 at that point, I believe it was. Like Dennis Schroeder already fitting as a gritty Detroit Piston, doing it for his team, up 30. You know, NBA players don't do that.
Yeah.
And that's why this team's different. He's already bought into the system.
You're not lying at all. Canada versus Sweden tonight. I took Sweden with the points. Am I tripping?
Lucas Raymond to score a goal.
Plus 1.5.
Yeah.
I'm tripping for plus 1.5 for Sweden?
Yeah. I'm tripping and I'm loving it.
I'm loving it.
Canada might win by 3 goals.
But when Sweden
bro.
does score, it's going to be superstar 22-year-old that dons a winged whale. It's the Lucas Raymond show.
Yeah, you kid.
I think he comes out in this tournament to be known as a superstar around the league.
I can see that, but I don't know. I would probably do Canada minus 1.5.
I'm not betting the game. I'm just betting the goal.
Yeah.
Sweden plus 1.5. Canada's up their own ass, huh?
All right, let's do some around the league or around the...
Yeah, all right, fellas. Catchers and pitchers reported today. Pitchers and catchers. I got 10 predictions from Evan Petzold of the Detroit Free Press on the Tigers 2025 season. I want to know, is this a fire take or an ice take, ice cold take? You guys let me know, all right? There's some spicy ones in here, I gotta say. Some I really don't like, and some I like a lot. We're gonna start it off hot with the best pitcher in baseball. Turek Skubal repeats as AL Cy Young winner. Easy, fire or ice cold?
Fire. I think the fact that he didn't get the contract this year, is a little bit disrespectful to him, and it's going to give him something to prove. And it's not even going to be necessarily for the Detroit Tigers. It may be for the next team that signs him. You got to pay that goddamn man. Turek Skubal, I think that's kind of fire. I'm not mad at that at all.
Fire good. Fire's good.
Fire take.
Fire and ice.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll say fire. I mean, he's the favorite, so.
Yeah, I think
there's not really anybody in the AL that.
Is he the favorite right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overwhelming.
Garrett Crochet, Garrett Cole.
Garrett Cole, I could see.
Who won in the NL last year?
What's his name?
Chris Sale, 37-year-old, 36-year-old Chris
Wow,
Sale.
He ain't gonna win.
That's crazy.
That's Paul Skeens.
I remember he was with the Sox, wasn't he?
Skeens. Yeah,
Chris Sale,
yeah, he was with the Sox.
That's
for a while.
crazy.
Chris Sale's a dog,
still doing it.
He's a dog. The hefty lefty. Well, not the hefty lefty,
Yeah,
but
I'm eyeing him in
slender
fantasy
lefty.
baseball this year.
Chris Sale?
Yeah, he's still doing it. I'm going fire on this one. I think there's nobody on Turek Skubal's level in the MLB besides the guy you mentioned, Paul Skeens, but he's in the NL, and I think we're going to win more games this year, which will help out Skubal as well. All right.
I'm like,
another star for the Detroit Tigers. Riley Green finishes top 5 in AL MVP voting.
Ooh, cold. I love Riley Green. Big Riley Green guy. I think we see him disappear in a few bigger moments, and I think he'll be the MVP for our team offensively. But for the AL, that's got to be kind of cool. Hey, Spinny's tripping, and I'm loving it.
I'm going to say fire.
I'm like, wow.
I'm going to say fire. I expect the Detroit Tigers to compete and or win the AL Central this year, especially if they get.
I ain't saying much though.
If they don't get Bregman, then I might pull it back. But they get Bregman, they win the Central. You win the Central. Your best player is going to get MVP votes. Riley Green stays healthy, hits 300, 303, 25 bombs. 90 RBIs, he'll be top 5.
I like that comment by Sebastian Marquez, but should I leave it alone? Is that also on the prediction sheet there?
Yeah, it is. That's
okay.
funny.
I'll leave it alone.
I'm going to say fire as well, because not just what he will do hitting, which I think will be a lot better with upgraded lineup, and this is me projecting we land Bregman, because it'll significantly help out Riley Green's RBI numbers. But I think it's the Gold Glove potential in left field that really brings it all in. I think he's going to become a 7+ WAR player. I think this guy, you talk about all the guys, top 25, under 25 that he's playing with in the AL, Gunnar Henderson, a Bobby Witt. He really is one step away, and I think he puts it together this season for the Detroit Tigers to take that next step. Next question. I mean, this guy must have read the article as well. Parker Meadows wins AL Gold Glove in center field. Easy.
Parker Meadows is like fucking making Jordan poses out there when he's catching those balls. We've seen him rob a couple people last year. I think he's an absolute freak athletically. The kid runs like a gazelle. He's huge. And he's got an eye for the ball, too. I like Parker Meadows a lot.
Yeah, that's hot. You're like, Parker Meadows is the best. He might be the best center fielder in baseball when you talk about strictly defensive play. The guy is a horse out there. He's so big. He covers so much space or so much field so easily with his long strides. I love Parker Meadows, man. I just hope he keeps it going from what he was last year.
Yeah.
And I could if he does, because to win a Gold Glove, you still got to hit the ball at least to a decent clip.
Yeah.
So
he will. I think he's
I think he will too. He's going to be your leadoff guy all year probably. Give me I like that.
Fire, says Spencer. I'm going fire as well. I think this is the best outfielder in baseball, and you got him covering Comerica Park, where he makes those highlight reel plays. You know, he has a lot of room to cover, and it doesn't even look like he's sprinting.
Yeah.
You know, he's just gliding out there like slow motion. It's so much fun to watch him. And
I don't even think baseball has like that sweet highlights. Parker Meadows has sweet highlights.
He literally has, like, every single game he's going to have a highlight catch. And he makes the hard ones look easy. I really love this take from Evan here. All right, next guy, young guy. We had expectations for him to do so, or at least I did in his rookie season. Colt Keith hits 20 home runs easy. How are you feeling about Colt Keith making the transition to first base, and do you think he will hit 20 home runs?
How many did he have last year?
16 or something like that?
I think like 13.
Yeah, Colt Keith had it last year, right off the rip. Rookie who got paid right away because I knew he was going to be something. I mean, he's got a baseball player's name. Colt Keith is literally born to play baseball.
Yeah,
I like Colt Keith a lot. I think 20. I think I might hit that on the nose or maybe just over.
I think he's going to scream over that. Yeah, he got 13. I think he'll be closer to 30 than he is 20. Colt Keith, he started off extremely slow in the beginning of the year. If he didn't start off slow at the beginning of the year, he would have been at 20 last year, and he would have been the AL MVP. AL Rookie of the Year. I like Colt Keith over 20 for sure.
Yeah, I'm screaming the over on this one for sure. I think also the move to first base is going to allow him to bulk up and really start barreling the ball, especially to right field. I think Colt Keith is going to put on a show. He was the first guy that Scott Harris has really paid. He thrived in the minor leagues when it came to extra base hits and home runs specifically. I think he finally puts it together. In his second season in the majors. But a guy that hits just absolute nukes, but he does it against righties, is a guy in Kerry Carpenter. Does Kerry Carpenter become an everyday player this season? Easy.
How old is he now?
27, 28,
27, so he's not super old. I don't know if he becomes an everydayer, but I think he'll still be there offensively every bit of it he was last year. He came up in clutch moments. He's probably the most consistent offensive guy, I think. At least slugging wise.
Against righties, for sure. That's the question.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Will he become an everyday player?
No, I don't think he will. And I love Kerry, and I love what Kerry did. Obviously, he had one of the most memorable home runs in Tigers history in my lifetime, and that's saying something. So it's obviously not the most. We know what the most is, but he can't hit lefties, man. And when you can't hit lefties, you can't play every day in the MLB. And A.J. Hinch likes to use him as a chess piece and use other guys as a chess piece, and he's going to continue to do that. So, no, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, would I love him to be able to hit lefties? Yeah, for sure. But I don't know if that's something at the state of his career that he's in that you just wake up and are able to do over an offseason.
Yeah, I'm going to take back the statement, too. Riley Green's our best offensive player.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think this is an ice take. I think if he got the opportunity to actually do so, he would. But the way AJ likes to manipulate the lineup and put Andy Ibanez out there against a lefty, put a guy maybe in Malloy. Yeah. You think about a guy in Matt Vierling that might be getting a lot more right field. Exactly. I just don't think AJ Hinch will put him in the situations, and because it might, you might need those wins early in April.
Why would you? Well,
he just matches against righties.
That's what baseball is analytics, and it is putting your guys in the best situation for them to have success. So why would you put him up there against guys that he notoriously can't hit? And it's fair. It's fine.
One of the spiciest takes on this whole entire list, fellas. Javier Baez performs better than Trey Sweeney. Easy.
No. What are we doing? No. Maybe defensively. No. No. No.
Mr. Maga.
Is you getting optimistic over there?
Smitty, no. Don't do it.
What did Trey Sweeney hit last year? It's not like he was hitting 300 and he only had a limited amount of at-bats. It's not like he's this stud, can't-miss prospect.
Javier Baez is horrendous.
He is, for sure. But
he'd swing at a 50-cent pitch.
He did. He was. I know. Trey Sweeney hit 218 last year with, 11 runs scored and 110 at-bats.
Trey Sweeney also has like a ceiling, not
32
strikeouts.
Trey
Sweeney has like a potential to get better from what he was last
17
year.
17 RBIs.
You know what Javi is.
269 OPS. Yes.
Wow.
That's crazy.
What?
Not by a lot, but yes.
Oh, not a chance. This is a freezing cold take from Evan. No way. I mean, before the collision last year, I'm going to repeat these numbers for you. Trey Sweeney was hitting 247 with a 720 OPS. Trey Sweeney will be your everyday shortstop. I don't got the numbers like that, but I'll tell you that this guy is going to be better than a guy that is the worst hitter of all time. With the last time we saw him play, we're going to put our faith into Javier Baez? No. You heard it from Scott Harris. He plans on Trey Sweeney being your everyday shortstop. This was before the news that came out today about Javi possibly being back from injury for the opener, but I don't think Scott Harris would make those talking points about Trey Sweeney.
I do got to be honest with Nick. I listened back to that Scott Harris clip. I don't know if it said that he expects him to be or that he can be an everyday shortstop for us. What was Sweeney's slash line?
Sweeney's was in 110 at bats, 218, 269, 642. Javi's in 272 at bats was 184, 221, 515. So much worse. But in double the at bats.
Maybe he has something to prove this year. I don't know. He got a lot of hate. The team was winning. Maybe he wants to step in and be part of it.
5 more. All right, let's go to break.
Let's come back to that.
Let's go to break. We'll come back to that. Let me tell you about Caesar Sportsbook. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use code word Woodward to get to get your first bet. Use code word Woodward 1000 to get your first bet up to $1,000 as a risk-free bet. That means if it doesn't hit, you get it all back in bonus bets. Scan that QR code above my head and visit Caesar Sportsbook today, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Hey, how's it going? Just hanging out here, talking some ball. No, we're talking baseball, and I can't believe it. I'm actually participating. It's weird. Foreign.
You're doing great, dude. What are you talking about?
You're doing great, pal.
Doing great, Dad. No.
Let her rip. Nick, what else you got?
All right, we got some fire ones as well. I mean, this was a crazy article on some of these, and gonna keep going into it. Jack Flaherty has made his return to Detroit. The statement is Jack Flaherty makes fewer than 15 starts.
He has fewer than 15 starts? Evan Pretzel's kind of on one in this article.
That's why I wanted to bring it to the fellas.
No, he'll have more than 15 starts.
I think he'll have more than 15 starts too. Maybe Pretzel's thinking they trade him again.
Well,
at the deadline.
He's had the 2 years.
2-year deal.
He's had 2 healthy years, but the 2 years prior to that, he was hurt.
Yeah.
So he's.
I'm going to say he'll make more than 15 starts.
You got to think about it too, like they'll take him out. Like it's not like he's going to be pitching like 5-6 every single time either,
That's exactly what I'm thinking, Easy. That's where I wanted to go with it. If he does start to, get some, problems, which he did have a couple last year. He got a couple shots in his back, if I recall correctly. But when he was on the Tigers,
call those back shots, no Kim K.
Plus, he gets an extra. He gets an extra $10 million per next year if he does make 15 starts
this year.
He gets $10 million next year.
If he makes 15 starts next year.
This year.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, this is yeah.
So the Tigers could be on some host shit. Chris is pretty fucking cheap.
Okay, all right. No, this is an ice cold take. Flaherty's definitely making more than 15 starts on the road.
Remember the Black
for the
Sox?
Tigers to win the AL Central. Speaking of another ice cold take, just kidding. But maybe not. We'll see. All right, Jackson Jobe posts an ERA above 4. He has an ERA above 4 in his rookie season for the Detroit Tigers.
Above 4? No.
You think he'll be sub 4?
I think he'll be sub 4. I think it'll be close, but I think he'll be sub 4.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Over 3.5, somewhere around
just
there.
over 3.
Yeah.
Maybe close. 3.7.
Yeah, Skubal was above 4. I believe it was like 4.2, and Verlander was around like a 3.7.
The rookie year.
Yep. I believe he
Joe
goes...
has better stuff than Skubal did, for sure.
Yeah.
His rookie year. Maybe not JV, but...
Yeah, I'm going this is an ice
But JV's
take.
just a fastball guy. Isn't JV just a fastball guy?
No, he had fastball, slider, changeup, curveball.
Rookie year, though? Wow.
I think this is an ice cold take because Jackson Jobe has the best weapon in all of baseball, and his name is Chris Fetter.
Facts.
You get to learn from Fetter. You're the best pitching coach in baseball, and you already have the stuff to go with it. I believe they'll put him in the situations to succeed as well. If he does have to go against the 1, 2, 3 hitters in the 6th, I believe AJ Hinch pulls the card on him. I don't think he wants to let him go out there and get beat up. I think he'll protect him, and I believe that's why he'll have a sub-4 ERA in his rookie season and be right there at the end for AL Rookie of the Year. Another take, bullpen ERA ranks worse than 15th in the MLB. They were 5th in 2024.
Worse than what?
15th.
No, absolutely
They were
not.
5th in 2024 when it comes to ERA.
They're going to be higher than 5th.
Oh!
They're going to be a top 3 bullpen in the league next year.
I like it.
Yeah. No. 15th?
Said worse than 15th because of the strikeout rate was incredibly low.
No.
How's the ranking work?
ERA.
They'll be top 10, top 5.
Yeah, I'm calling ice on this as well.
Yeah.
Chris Fetter, the way AJ Hinch uses the bullpen, I don't know. He's expecting regression because of the strikeout rate specifically. All right.
Where did they finish last year?
5th.
Why would we go down?
Because the strikeout rate would bring us back to the norm was his reasoning. But I'm not with it.
I like Canley in there.
Me too.
He's a demon.
Yeah.
You need some strikeouts. Don't have strikeouts in that bullpen. You bring in him, he'll give you some strikeouts.
How about Tommy?
Tommy Two Hands?
I like Tyler Holton, I'll tell you that. That guy was an absolute weapon last year. And this is before any Bregman signing or anything. Evan, his last take of the article, says no more than 86 wins for the Detroit Tigers. Easy. Is this a fire take or an ice cold take?
85 and 77 is literally the record prediction I wrote down on my fucking paper.
They won 86 last year.
Yeah, 85 and 77.
They're going to be a 90-plus win team.
Without Bregman as well?
Without Bregman.
Whoa!
Even if they don't get Bregman, they're going to be better than they were last year.
Chat,
give me the over on that.
Give us your record predictions.
Shout out to Detroit's finest in the Woodward Sports Chat. He says,
Shout out.
$5 super chat. Spenny is rocking the stash like a champ. Top 5 beard designs.
Shout out Detroit's finest.
Appreciate you.
Bro got the January 6th fit on.
He's saying
I
you
do
Detroit's
got the January
finest.
6th fit on.
Randall Small super chats. Last time I checked, every year we start 0-0. Anything can happen, motherfucker. You put an H in the fucker too,
What do you got,
motherfucker.
Nick?
I got 88 wins here, fellas.
Okay.
Prior to Bregman, I think if you get him, you're expecting 92 to 93 wins. I think he does add 4 or 5 wins that wins you the AL Central. To be honest, I don't know. 88 wins probably won't win you the Central right now.
Probably not.
And that's why I think getting Bregman is a must. I thought he had, some good points in this article. I thought he had some ones that were questionable, but I mean, obviously you can't always take the over on everything. That was the first around the diamond of the year, fellas.
Shout out to
2025
Gun Guy in the
predictions.
Woodward Sports Chat. Take your pants off. I saw one in there from Sebastian Marquez that I want to ask an extra around the diamond question.
Oh, yeah?
Who's your 5th starter? With Cobb hurt now.
I am going
Mize.
I'm going one more shot to Casey Mize. I really am. Use a 1-1. I don't want to see that go to waste, but if he has anywhere above a 4-5, I'm giving another guy a shot.
Easy.
Mize.
I'm going Kyler Montero.
Over Casey Mize.
Over Casey Mize.
I can see that. I don't think that's crazy.
I think he's proven more to me in such a small amount of time. Like, I don't know. Casey Mize just looks shell-shocked. It looks like it's too much for him. The kid's got nasty stuff when he's right, but he hasn't been right for a while. Kyler Montero took advantage of his opportunity last year, and he looked good down the stretch. So
Yeah,
I would go with Montero.
We got.
Go. You want to say something?
No, I was just gonna read a couple of them.
AL Centrals. You said A5 won't win it. Who do you think is surpassed? Because then the Guardians lose a lot of guys.
They did, but they always just win.
Yeah.
I think the Minnesota Twins had
Twins
an
are gonna be
all-time
better.
choke job,
Yeah.
which you're probably not going to expect. And I think the Royals have the
top
best
3 player in baseball.
Yeah, and Bobby Witt Jr. So anything can happen. And they were on a heater before their first baseman, I think it's Pasquantino, went down.
What about Royals?
That's Royals I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I
They
thought
have
you
a
said
top 3
Twins.
Bobby Witt. Yeah, we got
Bobby Witt's a dog.
90 from Xavier. AC says 96. All right, you're smoking crack for sure. Danny G, 92 wins. Sebastian, 88 to 90. Rich, 85. Skydog with the depressing 84 to 78.
It's one more away from mine.
Yours
We
is
were
a
two.
little
We're
less
3 games
depressing.
apart.
Yeah. All right, so bottom line, you guys think we need Bregman?
Yes. If you want to win the Central, you need Alex Bregman.
I hope they get him.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can say I think they get him. I don't know what's going on with that guy. Maybe he just knows he's worth.
Make it happen, Chris.
Make it happen, Chris.
Shout out.
Speaking
Evan
of which,
Pencil,
tell us about merch, Chris.
Chris was so confused just now. And this is in the booth. Like,
What I gotta do? What I gotta do? All right, let me tell you about Woodward Sports and merch. It's the best merch Detroit sports has to offer.
I'm no
Hoodies, tees,
Superman.
hats, all teams, all season, constantly getting new designs. So make sure you are going to Woodward Sports in time. Hit that shop button today and get some brand new merch.
Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Buongiorno and welcome to the Woodward Heavyweight. It is time for Chris's favorite segment, Mailsack.
Mailsack right in his face.
Millsack from Danny G.
Hi, Booner.
Will Torque be able to hit the fastball this year? Yeah, maybe in Toledo.
Yeah, maybe in AAA.
You know? Maybe Cole Keith gets a day off, you know? Maybe his girl's going to have a baby soon or something like that, and maybe he'll get one that day, too.
I don't want to see Torkelson on the Major League roster unless he's hitting over 350 in AAA.
Can you trade him?
Yeah.
Can the Tampa Bay Rays fix him?
I would not trade him to the Rays. Because then he'll win. Then he'll win like 3 Silver Sluggers. Yeah, you could trade him. He's still. That's what signing a piece like Bregman frees you up the ability to maybe trade a Torque or a Jace Young or someone like that. But no, I don't expect to see Torque very much.
I don't want to give up on him, bro. It's one of those things. Like, we've seen it once, and then we've seen the other side of it, you know? Like, God damn it. I'm working myself in a circle here. I think he comes out and balls out in the spring. I think he has to. He's never been more motivated. They literally changed a guy's position to his position that they paid long term.
Yeah, he fucking better. If he doesn't come out and hit in spring, he's going to be in AA.
Yeah, I hope he's, the DH, for a lot of the year. Put Carrion right, take whatever, let Parker just hang out over there a little bit more. And, we have a team that absolutely rakes with Bregman, Torque, Carey, Green, Parker, Gleyber Torres,
He has to have an amazing spring if he wants to make this, like an amazing spring.
Yeah.
If he wants to make this ball
Who's
club.
that second?
Gleyber Torres, who you paid $15 million to. Who will be the starting second baseman.
And it's platoon at third?
As of right now, it's Matt Vierling or Jace Young.
And Jace Young.
Yeah.
Who's that Dylan kid with the weird last name?
Dingler, backup catcher.
He's a catcher?
He's a catcher.
Backup.
And what's the he's not gonna be up here for a long
Montero's
time.
a shortstop.
Max
Clark's an outfielder.
Didn't get invited to
Lorenzo's
camp.
first base and catcher.
Which Lorenzo got invited to camp. Good to see.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Do like
Yeah.
How old is he?
21.
21?
Yeah, who he matched as soon as he got traded.
That's
to
the kid that was hitting the game
organization.
winners.
That was the kid that was hitting fucking nukes.
In the
Nukes.
World Classic, I think. It's
How
called.
old is Keith?
Keith's
like
like 23.
22, something like that, yeah.
So you think Lorenzen can make the roster?
No.
If he goes out there in spring training and hits 40 nukes, like he's
what the
fighting.
fuck is that? I'm actually gonna want to watch.
He's fighting an
spring
uphill
baseball.
battle.
This is weird.
He's fighting an uphill battle for sure. But
He's not played in Double-A. He's not making the roster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if he goes out there, he hits 310 bombs in spring. Like it'd be hard to keep him off the roster, but it's probably.
I just remember I forgot who I put notifications on for. It was one of these baseball things, and it was like Tigers prospect. Like every other fucking 5 minutes. It's like, Jesus Christ, this guy's going on.
We have a top 5 farm in baseball right now.
It was probably my Twitter, easy, because I love talking about these prospects. But
What'd you say?
It was probably my Twitter.
Yeah.
Nick was edging.
I edge hard on these prospects. All right, I'm just kidding.
Jokes.
Just trying to think of something for third. Why wouldn't he be able to play third? Well, he's just not even ready to be up to the big leagues.
Lorenzo?
Yeah.
He's not a good fielder at first or at catcher.
Yeah, he's got a gun at catcher, but he doesn't have.
There's a lot of pass balls. He's
Yeah.
not a fielder. He's a stick.
Could Keith play third? He's too little.
No,
He
Keith is not
doesn't have
playing.
an arm.
Yeah,
His
Keith,
arm's broken.
Keith is not playing third.
He had to get arm surgery, and he has no velocity anymore.
Yeah.
He used to be able to throw 95 in high school. I'd be surprised if he could touch 85 right now.
Yeah.
What is a scenario where you raise Torque's trade value? You'd have to call him up.
You'd have to. Yeah, he'd have to show success either in AAA or in the big leagues,
Otherwise, you'd attach a bunch of bullshit to him.
or just take a swing on somebody. I mean, somebody will still take Torque. Like it's not like his value is nothing. He's still a former number 1 overall pick. He still has hit 30 home runs in this league before. So it's not like he's the bottom of the barrel, but yeah, it's at an all-time low right now, for sure.
Your value is him hitting DH and starting hot, which he's never done in his career.
What?
He starts out the career with a big club, hits DH, and cleans up, which he's never done to start his career, to start the year.
I saw this on Twitter. They said, who wins in the playoffs? The 2019 sneeze of Spencer Raxter or the 2025 sneeze? No, the 2019 Detroit Pistons, Blake Griffin and the boys,
This
or
Pistons
the
team.
2025
This Pistons.
Detroit Pistons.
25.
This team.
Yeah. The one that doesn't have Andre Drummond.
We sweep them.
Be a good series.
This Pistons team sweeps the 29.
There's a counterbalance of strengths, because obviously they got Blake and Drummond.
Drummond's
We
not
got
strength.
Cade and Beasley. Asar would help out tremendously.
Asar would help out.
Who was Tobias? No, Tobias we traded for Blake.
Oh, dude, Stu would whoop
Who was
Drummond's
the 3 on that
ass.
team?
Stu and Duran versus Blake and Drummond.
No, but who was the 3 in 2019?
Ooh, let me look up the 2019 roster. Here, give me a second.
'Cause I'm at an all-time low.
That's a fire song, by the way.
No.
Sekou.
Ew.
John Henson, Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard.
So I gotta look at the 2018 team.
Marquise
Kennard
Morris.
in the league
I
still?
gotta look at the 2018
Derrick
team.
Rose,
That was
Tony
the 2018
Snell.
2019 team.
This
Yeah,
is
it's 2019. That's like the
Oh,
it was the 2019 playoffs.
Yes.
But that's 2018 season. 2018 Detroit Pistons.
2018
roster.
Pistons. Henry Ellenson.
No, he didn't start.
Small
Bruce
forward,
Brown.
Stanley Johnson.
Oh, Wayne Ellington was on a heater back then.
Stanley Johnson. Svi Mihailuk.
Watch out
Trash.
for John Lure, sneaky athletic.
Yeah, Stanley Johnson.
Dude, this team had a lot of sneaky athletes. Zaza Pachulia.
Yeah. GR3.
Oh, dude.
Remember Kyrie Thomas?
This team would this new Pistons team would run that team off the floor.
They would beat the shit out of it.
And Reggie Jackson would get absolutely
Bruce Brown.
abused. Reggie Jackson would get abused by Kate Cunningham.
Yeah,
You'd probably throw Bruce Brown on him though. But
we'd beat the shit out of that team. Like I said, we would sweep that team.
Yes,
this team would sweep that team.
Exactly. Just off the strength of having Drummond alone.
Dude, I remember motherfuckers are hyping up Svi Mikhailuk like he was gonna fucking.
Nick loved him.
Trey Money sniper.
I did not. Jesus Christ. One guy I do love though is Danny Wolf. Shout out Danny Wolf, Michigan basketball, getting a big top 10 win.
Yep.
Spenny, thoughts? I know you stayed up, watched the game against Indiana.
Yeah.
You think the state will bounce back from this?
I mean, I hope so. They got fucking embarrassed by the zone.
What's been going on? Yeah.
They looked like top. I mean, they were blowing them out, and then they started playing zone, and they fell apart. It's the shooting is what it is. It's Fiddler, Booker, and Jaden Akins are all shooting career lows from three. So
that turnover late where he threw it right to the guy, I was like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah. Well, sucks. They better figure it out pretty soon, or they're gonna get bounced the first weekend.
Next Friday, big game.
Yep, big game coming up next Friday. Well, that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you tapping in. Make sure you smash the like button.
Love y'all.
For Easy, for Nick, for Chris, I'm Spencer. We're the Heavyweights. Catch you guys tomorrow. Drive safe. Peace.